These are notes for writing ionic compounds. Here are some hints for you. I know it's ionic because it starts with a metal, NH4H3O. Here are some steps. When you're getting the formula from the name, these are your 5 steps. You're going to put the cation and the anion, put parentheses around polyatomics, crisscross down, reduce, write without ones. When you're going the other way, when you're trying to get the name from the formula, you're going to split the compound after the cation, check for Roman numerals. If there's Roman numerals, you're going to reverse crisscross, check the negative, fix the positive and negative if needed, and then name. If there's no Roman numerals, those are the easiest, you just name. Let me give you some examples. Okay, this is the first example in your notes. Let me get my pen activated, and we will get started. Okay, so we got PB. Remember, this tells me the Roman numeral, which is 4. And sulfate is SO4 2-. You'll need to use your periodic table ion sheet that I will send out to you, or have sent out to you. So that's the first step, plus then minus. Now we're going to put parentheses around anything that's polyatomic. This is polyatomic. Remember, polyatomic means 2 or more atoms acting as a unit. So 1 atom, 1 capital letter, 2 atoms, S and O, 2 capital letters means it's poly. I'm going to crisscross my numbers that were plus and minuses down. Just the numbers, not the plus or minus. This line is for reducing. What can be reduced? The only thing that can be reduced is the numbers I crisscross. So this is going to be PB1, SO4 2. Why? Because 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 4 twice. Basically, you're going to put the same number into both. You can't put 2 different numbers in. They got to be reducible. Now you're going to rewrite it without a 1. That is a 4. You have to keep the parentheses to separate the 4 from the 2, otherwise it looks like you have 42 oxygens. So this is the final chemical formula for lead sulfate. Again, parentheses must stay unless they're followed by a 1. Next example, barium is a 2+. You're going to have to look them up on the ion sheet if you're not given Roman numerals. I will not make you memorize ions. There's nothing to put parentheses around because neither of these are poly, single atom, single atom. We're going to crisscross down. We're going to reduce. Remember, reducing the numbers that were up that came down, so the only thing I can try to reduce is the numbers I bring down, and then we're going to rewrite without a 1. Here's a hint. If your charge is the same numeric value, you can just squish them together. Another example, no Roman numerals, so I'm going to have to look them up on the ion sheet. Magnesium is a 2+. Tartrate is C4, H4O6 2-. So they are the same numbers, so I can skip them and squish them together, but I will show you the steps for practice. Mg2+ does not get parentheses because it is not poly, but C4H4O6 2- would get parentheses. I usually put the parentheses around the whole ion. Bring your numbers down. Reduce. Again, these steps are a little redundant if you know the trick of the same charge value. Rewrite without ones. Because this parentheses is followed by a 1, I would also need to get rid of the parentheses. So if a parentheses is followed by a 1, you get rid of the parentheses. If a parentheses set is not followed by a 1, you have to keep the parentheses. Au, 3+, why 3+? Because of Roman numeral 3. Hydroxide is OH1-. No parentheses. This does get parentheses. H and O, or O and H in this case, are both capital letters, both atoms, so they have to be put in a set of parentheses. Crisscross. Nothing to reduce. Clean up without your ones. I'm going to continue on with some more examples. Feel free to continue doing examples if you need to, or get started on the assignment. Sodium is Na1+. Formate is CHO2 1-. So the numbers are the same, but I will go through the process with you just for practice. Because the -1 and +1 are the same numeric value, you could just squish them together. Bring down your numbers. Always bring down your number outside the parentheses. Nothing to reduce. clean up. I got rid of the parentheses because it was followed by a 1. Ammonium is NH4, 4 plus. Let's try that again, 1 plus. This is on your smack dab in the middle of your ion sheet. Dichromate is C4. Let me try that again. Cr2O7, 2 minus. Cr2O7, 2 minus. These both are going to need parentheses. Now you're going to reduce, you're going to bring your numbers down first. So bring the 2 down. Bring the 1 down. Nothing to reduce. A 2 and a 1 can't be reduced. Now clean up without your 1s. Because this NH4 is followed by a 2, I must keep it. This Cr2O7 is followed by a 1, so I would get rid of it. Tc6 plus, BO3, 3 minus. Remember Vi is 6, 5 plus 1 is 6. So Tc6 plus, need parentheses around that because it's poly. Bring my numbers down. Reduce. 3 can go into both. Usually 1 can go into both if it's reducible. That's my final answer. This is Cu1 plus SiO3 2 minus. Cu1 plus, no parentheses, SiO3 2 minus. Need parentheses, crisscross, pardon me. Nothing to reduce, clean up. The SiO3 is followed by 1, so I'd get rid of the parentheses. Al is 3 plus, you're going to have to look on your ion sheet to know that. Carbonate is CO3 2 minus, nothing needs to be around Al. Need parentheses around carbonate, crisscross. Nothing to reduce. And you can either leave it as the answer below, or you can rewrite it. Nothing, no 1s to get rid of, so kind of redundant on that step, but that's okay. Silicon is 4 plus, IV is 4 plus, nitrite is NO3 1 minus. I need parentheses around NO3 1 minus. Crisscross. Nothing to reduce. Get rid of your 1s. Have to keep the 4 because it's followed by a parentheses, or preceded by a parentheses, and the 1 for the Si goes away. Cobalt. Chlorate. Need parentheses around chlorate. Nothing to reduce because 1 and 3 can't be reduced. That's your final answer. And the final example, similar to the last one, just a different oxidation state. Let me try that again. This will need parentheses because it is covalent, covalent. It is polyatomic. I'm going to bring this 2 down. Should have brought this 1 down here and the 2 down there. Sorry, rushing and getting ahead of myself. Apologize for that. Nothing to reduce. Cobalt would stay. I'm going to clean that up a little bit. So this would stay. Parentheses would have to stay because it is followed by a 2. Here are all the answers for C through L. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions.